Nintendo's Virtual Boy, one of the biggest failures in the history of video games. But you can't deny that it was an interesting project. The Virtual Boy was developed by Nintendo in the early 90s and was released in 1995. The idea was to create a 3D game console that could be used as a virtual reality headset. The console had a strange shape. It looked more like a cross between binoculars and a diving display. It had a red monochrome screen that showed 3D images and a controller with buttons to play games. But the problem is that the console was very uncomfortable to use. You had to prop it up on a table or the floor, tilt your head to look through the displays, and hold the controller with your hands. This caused a lot of strain on the neck and eyes. One of the main problems that players faced was eye fatigue, caused by prolonged use of the console. Because the Virtual Boy required the player to look at a red monochrome screen for an extended period, many players reported headaches, eye strain, and other symptoms of discomfort. Many players reported feeling nauseous when playing on the Virtual Boy. This was because the console displayed 3D images, which can lead to a feeling of disorientation and discomfort for some people. The console's poor graphics quality didn't help either, as images were often difficult to distinguish. Nintendo's Virtual Boy utilized a technology called laser scanning stereoscopy, which used a laser beam to project 3D images onto the screen. The screen was monochrome and had a resolution of 384 by 224 pixels, with a color palette limited to shades of red. The console had a 32-bit processor, which was quite advanced for the time, and also had 1 megabyte of RAM. Gaming options were limited. There was a lack of games available for the console. Nintendo only released around 20 games for the Virtual Boy, which was a very limited amount compared to other consoles at the time. Many of these games weren't very good either, which didn't help improve the console's reputation. The production cost of the Virtual Boy was relatively high. This was partly due to the advanced technology used in the console, but also because Nintendo had created a new business division just to work on the project, which increased overall costs. Because of these problems, the Virtual Boy did not sell well, and was discontinued by Nintendo just a year after its release. Nintendo expected to sell around 1 million units, but only around 770,000 consoles were sold worldwide. Many game developers were not interested in creating games for a console that had a limited audience and technical problems. Today, the Virtual Boy is a collector's item and is remembered as a curiosity in video game history, and a pioneering attempt to create a virtual reality experience for gaming. Unfortunately, the technology was not yet ready to produce something that could be comfortable and enjoyable to wear for long periods.